Hey guys, this is Craig Cosmo. Today I'm going to be doing a movie review called Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. So anyways, without further ado, let's begin. So this movie was basically directed by Peter Jackson, which is based off the book of Tolkien Guide's Lord of the Rings, which is very fantastic and which was very unique and very cool. And now I want to focus on talking about the special effects. The special effects of the Lord of the Rings were great, and they have like so many makeup, so many CGI monsters, and they also have like so many unique arts and styles and everything that I like about, the Lord of the Rings, and which was really amazing, such as the orcs, the goblins, the cave troll, which is basically a CGI computer generated animated kind of troll, which looks almost realistic. However, despite everything being CGI, some of these characters have like so much unique makeups, like the goblins and the orcs, also the elves. They have a lot of good makeups and also a lot of good landscapes. But another thing that I like is that everything is like made well beyond fantasy, which was basically a combination of both magics and fantasy, which was very good. And not only magics and fantasy, but also dark fantasies and monsters as well too, which I already mentioned about the CGIs and all the other stuff, and the makeup and the costumes of the goblins, orcs are very fantastic. Even the ring wraiths appearances look very fantastic, which makes it so great. And the Dark Lord Sauron looks amazing. So anyways, I want to talk about my favorite main characters of the movie. So anyways, here goes. Frodo Baggins, played by Elijah Wood. Now Frodo Baggins is one of the main protagonist character who I liked. Not only is he one of the main protagonists of the character, but he is really very concerned about his uncle, and he's really very concerned about the other hobbits in his town, and as well as he also, is kind of a bit of a shy and an odd character, but not too shy and not too odd, just a little bit. But one thing I truly like about Frodo is that he wants to take a full responsibility of throwing the ring into the Mount of Mordor, and that's one thing I like about Frodo, because this character wants to be responsible of destroying the ring, not just by himself, but with his other friends and other teams as well too. And the next character who I liked and who I also want to talk about is Ganondorf. Ganondorf is another one of my favorite characters besides Frodo. He is a very powerful wizard, and not only is he the most powerful wizard of them all, but he's also the wisest and the most intelligent wizard of them all. And what makes this wizard one of my favorite characters is because he not only uses magics to fight off against the evil forces, but he also uses magics to help people, and he's very well in deciding of what he would do with the ring. And he also knows that if he touches a ring, he could be corrupted. So instead of touching the ring, he then pass it on to Frodo to become the ring bearer, so that Frodo himself would throw the ring, which I know I already mentioned about Frodo. Now next, one of my favorite character is Aragorn. Aragorn is a very skilled warrior that I liked from the Lord of the Ring, the Fellowship of the Rings, and he's very serious about protecting Frodo from the ring wraiths. And not only is he very serious, but he's also the future king of Gondor. Now anyways, I'm done talking about the three of my favorite characters. Now I want to talk about the villains. Now one of my favorite villains who I liked is Sauron. Now I did mention about Sauron having so much, armors, special effects and everything. But what I didn't mention about how powerful Sauron truly is. The way he holds a mace or an axe, which I can't remember which one it was, but he started swinging towards the humans and the elves, and he started, swinging again 3 and couple times, which makes Sauron pretty much the most dangerous villain in the Lord of the Ring. And not only that, he's also the Dark Lord of Mordor, which makes him so wicked. And another thing that what I like about Sauron is that he was also responsible for creating the rings, but he wanted to use the rings to dominate the entire Middle Earth, and he also wanted to control those who wore the rings that was created by Sauron himself, from 9 men's, 7 dwarf lords, and 3 elven leaders. However, the elves, the dwarfs, resisted and realized that they had been deceived, except for the men's themselves. And these 9 men's had the ring, and once they had the rings on their fingers, they became under Sauron's control, and these 9 men's would eventually become known as Nazgul, which really is awesome, and which I really like about what Sauron did. And now the next villain that I want to talk about is the Balrogs. Now Balrog, this one powerful giant demon, possessed such unique fire and special effect, which I know I've talked about the other special effects about the troll. What I didn't talk about is that I also like the special effects about the fire demon, which had like so many fires coming out of his body, where he would then try to defeat Gandalf, but in the end he just fell down along with Ganondorf. So anyways, I'm done talking about the characters in the Lord of the Rings. Now I want to talk about the story. Now the story I like of the Lord of the Rings is very fantastic. It was very well written, and it was very well, like I said, based on the adaptation from the Lord of the Rings book, and it was very well, told based on it. However, there are some few changes in the Lord of the Rings, not a lot, but some few little changes. For example, where Sauron was showing wearing an armor, which I mentioned that about maybe twice. And the other one is where Balrogs, who has wings in the film, but unlike the movie version, the Balrog from the book didn't have any wings, which was very amazing. And I kind of like the idea in the movie where Balrog has a wing. And also because of this, it is a very best and a very great story ever told. So anyways, now that I'm done talking about the story, now I'm going to talk about several scenes that I like from the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings. Now, one of my favorite scenes is that there's this elven character by the name of Arwen, who then called upon the waters into splashing at the ring wraiths, which that was pretty amazing. And when the ring wraith was trying to cross over to the river where they can catch up to Arwen, who was carrying Frodo at the time, but when she called upon the waters itself to wash the ring wraiths, and the ring wraiths were then, drowned by the water itself. And she not only did call upon the water, but she also did appear as a light, like a guardian angel coming. Also, when Arwen took Frodo to Rivendell to get the cure for Frodo's injury, and also I forgot to mention that Rivendell looks very fantastic. It almost looks like closely almost identical to that of heaven itself, and that was pretty amazing. Now, another scene that I like is when Gandalf had to save his friends by himself by saying things like, "You shall not pass," towards the Balrog, and when the Balrog fell down, the Balrog then uses his, I can't say the word, but he uses the W to grab Gandalf and drag Gandalf into the dark place, which the characters had assumed that Gandalf had passed on, but I don't think he didn't pass on, which he will appear in another film later on. But anyways, yeah, those are one of 2 scenes that I like in The Lord of the Rings. And another scene that I like is when Ganondorf was facing off against Saruman. When Saruman turned to evil, Ganondorf and Saruman had both fought, against one another, and that was a pretty amazing battle between two powerful wizards. So now I'm going to give out some of my overall thoughts. Overall of this movie, I'm going to give this movie of this rating 10 out of 10 for being an excellent movie. And why I say this is because this movie still holds up, even up to this day. So anyways, before I go, if you enjoy watching my video and you wish to see me make more videos like this in the future, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. So anyways, this is Craig Cosmo. Have a good day. Bye.